Hey y'all!
And welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Generation podcast, where we bring you a not-so-healthy dose of humor and reality as we get our hands dirty with some serious nostalgia and question everything.
Let's dive in.
Hey y'all!
Hey y'all! I'm late to the game this time.
It's Misty.
It's Ani.
And Erin.
Today we are watching Legally Blonde.
Much to Misty's chagrin.
It's from 2001. This is an old movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a really old movie.
Yeah, it's not that old, but it is old.
It's from 2001.
I know.
And
I
I've
wasn't
been
even
quoting
10.
it for that long.
I wasn't even 10 when it came out. Like, Lord, it's the same year the Twin Towers were attacked. Like, fuck, girl.
She has a point.
She does have a point.
It was 21 years ago. Like,
It feels like it was like 10 years ago.
as a whole person who can drink. Like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
When you put it that way, yes, it is old.
I managed to go 21 years without seeing this movie.
And it ends today.
It's unfortunate.
It's really good. Okay, and I will tell you, actually, this is one of my favorite movies. I mean, with all seriousness. And then the first 10 minutes are not going to change your opinion.
Great.
But it does get it it has a lot of heart. I swear it has a lot of heart, and it is, I think it's hysterical, but again, I've been watching it for 21 years. So
The amount of disdain I have for the sorority girl is high.
I don't read shit either. I don't like Greek whoa. But it does.
I
The
can't.
sorority is involved, but it's not like we're gonna throw parties constantly.
Yeah, but the stereotype of person
Yes.
of the sorority girl, I hate that. And especially like the pretty dumb bitch attitude. No,
but
you'll
she's
never
not
find.
dumb.
She's
she
not
does seem
dumb,
like-
but she seems like a fucking idiot, and I hate that. Especially when they're not actually stupid. If they're actually stupid, like, well, I'm sorry, but you know, God didn't give you two rocks to rub together in your brain, and that's just, you can't change that. But like when they're actually really smart and they act like they don't have two rocks to rub together to start a fire, like same reason I don't like Harley Quinn. She acts like a fucking moron as a girl who has a psychology PhD and is a practicing doctor. And it's just like, why you gotta be stupid when you're not?
Well, I think she's insane.
She decided to fuck her patient.
To be fair, that wasn't her fault. Like, that was the Joker's fault because he got to her first. So
Yes,
she was trying to help him and was his
She was
therapist.
trying to tame him, and that did not work.
Well, she was hired as his therapist to work with him and try to rehabilitate him, and he got to her first. So, like, he started fucking with her and said in a way like she didn't realize until much later that he was doing it. So, like, that's not her fault. But, like, you know. And now, in the current cartoon, she's voiced by the same person who played Penny in The Big Bang Theory. So,
Really?
yeah, it's weird.
Oh, yeah.
She's not bad at it. It's just I hear Penny when she does it.
Well, Penny was just a shit-written character anyway, because,
I mean,
like,
that's fair.
because they made her stupid. Then she got a little bit better, because she was hanging out with them. But then they turned her into an alcoholic, and then it's like, I don't care.
I never watched that show, so, like, I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but I never follow along, so I have no idea.
I really liked it until the later, like, the last, like, 4-ish seasons. I don't... Like, the first seasons were good, but, like you said, they turned Penny into an alcoholic, for one, and that was really irritating. Then they had Bernadette pregnant, like, for, like, 5 fucking seasons, practically. And that was annoying because you took this person who, like, had her own, like, story and, like, her really big career, and then you just turned her into a mom. And then Sheldon...
Is Bernadette Howard's?
Yes,
Yeah.
blonde.
Okay.
Little blonde.
And then who makes a fuck ton of money, by the way. And then you take
Didn't
Sheldon.
she work for a pharmaceutical company? No, Penny worked for
Yeah. No, she worked for the pharmaceutical company, too. She was headhunted by a big pharmaceutical company when she got her PhD. But then you take Sheldon, who is the most arrow ace person I've ever seen in my entire life. And then you just, like, he wasn't complete until he was having sex with Amy. And I'm just like, why'd you have to do that? Like, that's just so stupid. Like, you didn't have to do that. Like, he was dating Amy, and, like, that's great. But you didn't have to go through all of that. You didn't have to have them get married either. Like, literally everyone at the end of that show is married and having kids. And it's just kind of like, that's really stupid. Like, real stupid. Especially when Penny had stated that she didn't want children, and then they gave her a kid, and then they do that with all those kinds of shows. So they have the chick like, well, I don't want kids, and then they give them kids, and it's just like, why do you think that's a good idea? Like, that's not.
It's like it's kind of the opposite, but in the same line as what they did in How I Met Your Mother.
Where it's exactly what they did. Where Robin
never wanted
person.
kids, and then they told her you can't have kids, and then she all of a sudden wanted kids.
Yeah, and it's just like it ruined her life because she couldn't have children. And it's just like, but you broke up with your most stable, normal relationship because he wanted to adopt kids in the future, and you didn't. And like, that's weird that you.
But also, there is something about like suddenly being told you can't, like where it was an option and now your option is gone.
Yeah, and like I definitely get that, but my issue with it was then that was her whole character. And it was just like they really focused, like she was broken, and like it was a horrible thing that she just could not have children, and like that was just like if you can't have children and you wanted children, that's devastating. But for like 6 out of the 7 seasons, I can't remember how many seasons there actually are. I think there's 8. But every season before that, she has stated over and over and over again she doesn't want kids, she doesn't want to adopt kids, she doesn't want anything to do with kids, she doesn't like kids. And then all of a sudden, her character's not as good because now she can't have kids, and it's just like,
oh well, then that is a
they spent the whole season
of writing.
Yeah. Like, they spent the whole season before that with her with, like, this really great, stable relationship that she ended up breaking off because he wanted kids and she didn't. Just to throw her back at Ted. And it's just like, don't do this to me. I fucking hated Ted, so.
Yeah.
I hated. I really, really liked Robin as a character, and then they really, really ruined her at the end. But I think they ruined a lot of the characters in The Big Bang Theory at the end, too.
I mean, that's the thing of, like, when shows get really popular and they go on too long.
Yeah.
Like, inevitably that happens. Like
yeah.
I mean, not necessarily like, oh, you can't have a kid, so you're ruined. But like, inevitably, like, they run out of plot lines, and so they, like, just fuck everything up.
Like, they cause relationship drama where there doesn't need to be. Like, I don't understand why once you get to the point where you're in a relationship, why they just can't be happy. You know, like, every couple's gonna have problems, but it's just, like, once they're in a relationship for more than, like, a season or 2, like, issues of cheating come up, and then, like, arguing constantly, and just, like, the most negative aspects of a relationship possible, and it's just, like, every fucking season. And it's just like, why do you have to do that? Like, why do you have to do that? Just let them be fucking happy. I didn't spend 8 seasons watching them get together for this.
Right. I mean this in the best way, but you sound like my mom. Like, why can't they just be happy?
It's just like,
and
come on. I didn't root for them for 8 fucking seasons or 6 seasons or anything else. For them to do this, like, don't do this to me. Like, I don't want to, like, for one thing, who the fuck wants to watch a show where you're watching a couple bicker, cheat on each other, and argue? All the time. Like, if I wanted that, my God, I would just think of my childhood. Like, let's not do that. Like, let's not do that. Like, nobody needs to see.
My first thought was, I mean, you kind of do that. You watch 90 Day Fiancé.
As an actual concept, that's terrible. As a trashy reality show, more power to you.
But I have backed off on how much I watch it, but it does. But sometimes it's just like I like to check back in and go, "Yep, still fucked up."
It's fair.
And I'm still better than these people. Thank you.
That's fair. And at the very least, it always makes you feel good about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I, as a teenager, watched Maury a lot, like the Maury show. So
Maury. I love that shit growing up.
I like it when there's fights. That's why I watched it. Because, like, if they're not fighting, then what's the fucking point? So.
Then they're not passionate enough
right?
about
Springer was too much for me, but Maury was great.
Springer was disgusting. So. Like, I didn't need to hear about these people who were getting together with, like, their sisters or, like, started, like, stripper pole dancing in the middle. Like, no, I want to watch this motherfucker punch this other motherfucker in the face. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the goal. It's just, like, it's a miracle I didn't get it really into watching wrestling or boxing. So, I've met wrestlers, though. So, like, that's fair. I met, Charlotte
There's
Flair.
still hockey.
I don't mind hockey. It's not super interesting to me, but then again, I don't really think any sport is super interesting to me. So, but you know, I've known a lot of people who are very into hockey. Like you two are the latest in the line of some seriously into hockey people that so many people I know are really into hockey, and I'm just
Violence.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. So, I find all organized sport boring. So. It doesn't really matter.
That's fair.
I did learn recently there was competitive juggling, though. So, like, that was a thing.
Did you send me that video? I think you did.
Maybe. I've seen it on Instagram like 6 times now, and I'm just like, competitive
You watched it
juggling.
once.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, it's like the fact that there are actual Quidditch teams out there, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, the school that I work for has one, and it's just like, I can't get over how stupid you look. Like, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, but I can't get over how stupid you look, so.
When I walked onto campus at University of New Orleans, I kid you not, there were like at least 6 teams, Quidditch teams, running towards practice. Everyone with their colored jerseys on, their brooms between their legs, and they're just running. I'm like,
I don't understand how
you
run around
there's,
with a broom
there's a
between your
hobby.
legs.
There's competitive hobby horse riding too, which is
yes, I've seen that too.
the horse on the stick.
Like, maybe I get it. Like, as a chick, it wouldn't be that really uncomfortable. It'd be uncomfortable to run just because there's something there. But, like, as a guy, you just think that would be painful. To run with a broom jammed between your legs. Especially if you fall. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So.
I have no enthusiasm for this
I
movie.
know you don't, but I am
noticed.
determined. We are determined to have you like it by the time this is over.
Because as I told Misty, this is actually one of my genuine favorite movies.
And they've all been pre-warned from way back when that like, so many of the movies that they like that we'll watch, I will destroy. Like, when we go to watch Star Wars, it's just...
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for the Star Wars destruction.
Oh, I'm not. God, I don't want to watch Star Wars.
Well, I will tell you right now, Legally Blonde is about an hour shorter than any of the Star Wars movies. So,
I noticed the movie's only an hour and a half, and I'm very grateful for that. So,
It's like, I'm so happy it's short.
yes, it's much shorter than I thought it was, and I'm just like, oh, thank God.
Be glad we're not asking you to watch the sequel.
oh, the sequel is trash.
there is a sequel. Yeah, yeah, no.
No, that genuinely
It
sucks.
is. I don't like it either. Manzanita Hall is where they
Did they really?
Manzanita Hall is where they filmed the lab where they had Bruiser's mom locked up.
Oh, God.
I've walked those hallways for the journalism classes.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, because those doors all have portholes for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. No, I genuinely enjoy this movie, and I'm just happy to be here. So, I think Misty will like it more than she thinks. I don't think it will become one of her favorite movies, but I do think she will like it more than she thinks right now.
Really underestimating how much I don't like girls who act real fucking stupid when they're not. So,
She doesn't really act.
I mean, she acts California more than anything. And
Like-
then you'll see very early on that she is not to be messed with. I mean, like, she's like, it'll come out in a shopping scenario,
Yeah.
but she is not that dumb, and they'll show you right away.
like
she's not
I'm
Claire
aware
dumb.
she has, like, out of all fictional characters, she has the highest bar score. Like, she outdid Sam Winchester in taking the bar. I am aware of that. For some reason, the internet has cursed me with that information. But, like, so, like, I know she's not an idiot. I just can't stand it when they just act like airheads and they're just, like, stupid sorority girls like that. It's just, oh. I have put books down because of that attitude. I'm just like, I
If it was a movie based on one of her sorority friends, I'd get it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just start.
Yeah.
Before you
Rip
commit
the
yourself, you're
Band-Aid
not
off.
gonna watch it.
Yeah, she's working up to it. She's
I know.
already like...
We're starting. Misty, do you brush your hair this lovingly in the mornings?
Well, she's already curled it. That's why she's going slow.
And not with that kind of hairbrush either. This is such early 2000s music.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that hairdryer. Did you see the level of green that hairdryer was? Why is that girl wearing like a shift that goes underneath a dress?
It's one of those transitional outfits between the 90s and the early aughts, so it's all bad.
It's all bad, yeah. And the people want to bring this fashion back.
No.
No, they don't know what they're asking.
She has a French manicure. Why would she paint it?
That's just a sealer.
The top coat sealer.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do that at the salon for you?
It's just to make it shinier.
Misty coming in with the...
Logic.
Logic.
Did you see that, like, glass dog? It looked like a demon. Oh,
So much pink. I can't.
those 1 pound weights the girl's boxing with.
Well, it's for toning, not
Yeah.
not muscle building. I mean, clearly.
We already don't eat a lot, so we just gotta maintain what little muscle we got.
Yeah, I'm sure her writing's gonna be really great while she's riding the bike, but that's fine.
She sprayed perfume on her nails.
Not
her
her
wrist.
wrist.
Oh, that was
supposed
aimed
to
at
do
her
it-
you're supposed to
nails.
get it-
That
and
was
then do
aimed
this.
at her nails. Don't at me. That was aimed at her nails. I watched that liquid hit her nails. Like, excuse you. Why is everything
I'm also bringing
pink?
this into the steamiest bathroom that has existed.
Okay,
I could
look.
not. If
Oh, I
that
would
many
hate
girls?
this lifestyle. I mean, even though I defend this movie, I would fucking jump off a cliff before I subjected myself to this actual lifestyle. But
I can't.
Madonna went into labor at that restaurant. What?
So
She
the
blows
premise
kisses.
of tonight's date is that
everyone thinks that she's gonna get engaged.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've been dating for how long?
Do they say it? It's like a couple of years? I don't know.
Why do they all know the exact size of his grandmother's ring?
Because they're all rich white girls in LA. This is the shopping scene that she was talking about. And there's the smarts.
And now it might be not something that is useful to everybody, but she just warded off some bad bullshit.
Well, I would assume anybody who shops that much should know their shit. Like,
Yeah.
But she's actually, I think it's fashion merchandising
Yeah.
is what her major is. And I know that sounds, whatever, but like, it's something she's studying actively.
fashion merchandising and law?
No,
She
right now
switches.
she switches, yeah. She switches
Okay.
schools.
So up until this point, she is studying fashion merchandising.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God, this guy looks like an asshole.
He is.
He is. You just have to one look at him and you know.
Did you see the skeevy look on his face? Like,
Yeah.
he also
Warner
looks like he's a
Huntington
decade and a
III.
half older than her.
Yes.
His name is Warner Huntington III.
He looks like he's 40.
I know. Also, I don't know if I could deal with 20 of these people just watching
Staring
this
at
happen.
me.
The two brunettes have the same length of hair.
They do.
And every
When she-
blonde standing behind them
Yeah.
looks exactly the same, just in a different outfit.
When the girl in the sweater with the bob opened at the door, I thought it was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks like...
Angelica Houston.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say she kind of looks like the other girl.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Margot's the blonde. Can't remember. Ugh.
She uses big words. She's amenable.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's about to graduate to go to Harvard Law doesn't sit right with me.
Mm-mm.
By the time he's 30, he
Uh-huh.
wants to run for office by the time... He's not 45?
Nope.
Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear?
It gets... Stop smiling, asshole.
One of the iconic lines.
Stop smiling.
Right?
And honey, your boobs are not that big.
I need to marry a Jackie, not a Marilyn.
She's a I'd say a big C, small D.
Yeah, she's a C. Shrieking.
I'd make a scene. I'd purposely make a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not make mouse noises, but I'd make a scene. Literally, what do you mean bad salad? Everyone can see you haven't been served any food yet.
Why would you take her to somewhere so fancy to break up with her?
Probably hoping she wouldn't make a scene in public.
Yeah.
I would make a
100%
large
hoping that
scene.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Like, no, I wouldn't let him take me home. Fuck him. He's like, I didn't crash his car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my future. It's just that you're not in it because you're a piece of garbage. Thanks.
Because you're blonde. She grew up in Bel Air across from Erin Spelling. That makes her a lot better than some Vanderbilt from the East Coast. Some old money.
Yeah. I don't know why
Stop
you would
calling
continue
her
to use the...
Pooh Bear.
Oh, that gets ickier later in the movie.
Like, why do you keep calling her by your pet names when you decide to break up
like,
with her?
No, we are back to first name basis. You might even have to call me Miss Wilcox at the end of, like, we are very formal now. We are not affectionate. You're not calling me nicknames. Fuck you.
Right.
You broke up with me in an extremely public place and humiliated me and told me I wasn't good enough for you. Go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Only difference is I would have made a much larger scene.
There would have been throwing of drinks.
Oh, yes. Of chairs.
And then he doesn't even make sure she gets in, like...
He just drives off.
No, at this point, he needs to leave. He needs to
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
the face
like...
of the earth.
True. But the gentlemanly thing to do, if he was this classy as he thinks he is, would be to wait for her to go in the door.
She's just eating a box of chocolates.
I mean, fair.
The fact that she still has his picture
I
up,
know.
I would have fucking trashed that already.
I would have thrown it out a window.
Mm-hmm.
That's a waste of chocolate.
I know.
Yeah.
Here, drink some soda.
That's definitely not full. At all. Like, it is tilted on its side and not pouring on her. Like, it is not full.
She hasn't conditioned her hair in
But
a
if
week.
she's washed it, she's still ahead of most depressed people.
Yeah. Maybe she's washed. And her one friend was, you said Margot?
Margot, I think, is the blonde one.
Okay. Well, her other friend, the brunette, it just happens to know Vietnamese. Putnam Bows.
You
at
want to
those
become
teeth.
that buck-toothed beaver woman?
I think the old lady did point it out, practically deformed.
This is what I need to be. Deformed?
Okay. The average age people start law school is between the ages of 22 and 24. You're telling me that man is not a 45-year-old? Really?
No, they're all graduating undergrad. They're all 22.
They all look like they're pushing 30, at least. All of them, including her. I will give her at the lowest 27.
Misty, do you want to take a history of polka dots class?
It would be more interesting than asymmetrical warfare, which I'll have to take next semester.
Jesus. Your classes sound horrid!
They are. They're all is just as boring as the one before.
Do you need to score a 175 on your LSATs? It's like, I judged the bikini contest. I got this.
Listen, she is determined.
Good for her, I think.
No.
No, we're not going on a road trip to Harvard.
Why would you road trip all the way to the East Coast from California?
Because they have money and the time.
Yeah.
Oh, then fly. First class.
Right? Yeah. Well, also, check her butterfly clips, which are fabulous, and coming back.
Oh, yeah, they are.
She does all of this to try to get a guy back. Back.
Yes.
That guy.
Yeah.
She undergoes a lot of growth in this film.
She does. She goes through a lot of character development.
Oh, here, listen to this. Luckily.
My special scrunchie helped me get through Spanish class.
Well, I
love her
lap
video
dance.
essay. I love her video essay.
And she's pitching this to a room full of old men.
Why does she think this is a good idea?
It's funny because she is putting, like, okay, like, as the head of her sorority, that's a great I don't know if it's an extracurricular. I guess so. I mean, there are things that are very valid, but then she shows the worst examples of being that way.
Yeah.
I object to being catcalled.
Oh, grabbed her ass.
That too.
Her little butterfly clip.
I do miss the butterfly clips, not gonna lie.
You see that video where that girl was putting butterfly clips in her
And she's
hair?
all like,
Yes.
back in the olden days.
Yeah.
I hate
Fuck
her.
you.
I hate her so much. They stop making me feel old.
Okay, remember, she needed a 175.
Yeah.
For many years, because the way she yells it, I didn't have closed captioning on for some reason. But I
Yeah.
always thought she like got just the minimum, but she does
Yeah.
get just a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And she scores higher than Sam Winchester.
Yep. I think he got a 178.
Class of 2004, I was graduating 8th grade.
In all honesty, it wasn't a bad strategy.
The fact that a board of old white men are going...
Staring
You
at
should
this
add
girl
her.
in a bikini, so... Ooh. Faux fur panties? Sounds like an itch.
Yeah.
He's a friend to the animals, as well as a philanthropist. There's no way getting into Harvard would have been that fucking easy.
Now, that is the only part that you really need to suspend the disbelief, because then she does actually put the work in.
She does, she does.
That's the only part I've believed so far, is a room full of disgusting old men staring at a girl in a bikini. You're like, yeah, we want to stare at her some more. That's the only part of this I've believed so far.
There's
Is that
her
a purple
little car
convertible?
with the big ass, Beckon struck in the back with all of her shit.
Oh, wow.
Is that for one person? That's so much fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's moving into the dorm by herself with that much shit.
There's
Where's
no
she
way
gonna
her
put all
previous dorm fit all that shit.
Yeah.
I guess when you have money, things are different.
Well, so you have to do a video essay for Harvard? That's awful.
Maybe they've dropped that requirement.
I wonder if she
God.
decided to do that to be edgy.
I think I've always kind of thought that, because
Why does it look like she's driving on a sidewalk?
Because she probably is driving through campus, literally. Yeah.
Misty, you want to bring your plants with you on your next move?
Those are not real plants, for sure.
Look at this is
Vultures?
this is Werner Herzog's sad beige clothing for sad,
sad
beige
beige
people.
people.
And then in comes the pink one.
She's good to her dog.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's
to
very
bruise
good
her.
to Bruiser. Look at all that color.
Leaves
And
the
you know what? I want
bowl.
to be like, oh, they're not like this in Harvard. But then that time Geneva and I went to Connecticut,
They're like that.
they
No,
all
this is
had
exactly
all
how
the
they
women
are.
had the same haircut.
Well, okay, I hand it to you in person on the first day. In college? Since when?
Trips to the Cape.
Don't you love that he and his brother are both the third something?
I know, right?
Uh-huh.
That's Warner Huntington. The other one was what was it?
Putnam Bose.
Putnam Bose.
Huntington. Oh, this is great.
I love this guy.
He's 50 at least.
I mean, listen to what he's already done. Yeah, he is a lot older.
He already has a PhD. Why is he here?
Another PhD.
Neither of them are introduce themselves as doctor, though.
No.
Lesbians against drunk driving? Is that what she said?
Mm-hmm.
This guy is so full of himself. He's like, yeah, Stephen Hawking stole a piece of his greatest work from my 4th grade paper.
Oh, God. We're both Gemini vegetarians. Fucking hell in a handbasket. What college still has homecoming queens? Why do you people have PhDs in things that aren't law and that are at law school?
Maybe they're getting maybe he's environmental law or she's
Civil rights law. who knows?
civil rights lawyer.
Good God. Not one of them looks under 45.
But based on their actual credentials, I don't think they're supposed to be that much. They're not supposed to be super young.
No.
They're not
Fair.
22-year-olds.
Why was the guy who was asking the question, though, why did he look like he had bruises on his face and like he'd been hit by a car recently?
He looked like he hadn't slept in 3 weeks.
Like he'd been hit by a car recently, and that's why he hasn't slept, because he's been laying in a ditch somewhere.
Warner? I forgot you go to Harvard. That I deliberately made sure I got into. Got into Harvard Law.
What? Like
Like
it's
it's
hard? See, he thought he was a lot smarter than her, and
Clearly he's not.
That's obvious just by his face.
yeah.
Benches.
The
That's
class
so
that
vague. Meet me at the benches. It's a college. There's nothing but benches.
I know. Look, there's a bench right there.
two
There's
here.
a bench right there. Oh, this does.
I hope the Harvard
my
classrooms.
soul hurt. This
Oh,
part.
is this okay. This
I hope
teacher, I always recognize her as the mom from George of the Jungle.
You're right. Yeah.
She's Ursula's mom.
Look at what she brought for notes.
I know, her little heart notepad.
Mrs. Stanhope.
She is the McGonagall of this movie.
Look how thick those laptops are.
I know. Imagine
My
carrying that
God.
and the books that are on the desk in front of them. Oh,
They're
this
like
heart
textbook
notepad.
size. Oh, why is she being real creepy?
To make him doubt himself.
Are you threatening my life? Are you going to kill him?
She's a great teacher, but I would have hated to
She's
have
a
her.
terrible teacher. She threatened 2 people's lives. Why do they all have the exact same laptop?
That's their point. Is that there's a lot of sameness here, and
It's a lot of homogeny. Yeah, did you read pages 1 through 48?
I haven't read since I started grad school. Are you kidding me?
oh, this hurts my soul.
This does hurt because I've had teachers do this to me, mostly in elementary though. I hate being singled out. I wasn't aware we had an assignment. You never say that. You never tell a professor you didn't know there was an assignment.
How was she supposed to know you had an assignment before the first class?
You're supposed to know.
Well, I think it was in that reading list and syllabus packet that she was handed conveniently. I don't know.
Already being thrown under the bus.
Why would you be supportive of her leaving class because she's not prepared? Because then she's going to be more unprepared for the next one.
Like this, the way that she's approaching this with like the punishment for like not doing your work in class for college is complete bullshit because college professors don't give a shit.
I don't know. I've had teachers like this, so. I've also had teachers I've walked out on, so.
And here is Lightning McQueen's older brother. Younger brother? Older brother.
Lightning McQueen?
Younger brother.
Owen Wilson's
Brother?
younger
Wilson.
brother.
What?
Yes.
Owen Wilson. You know Owen Wilson.
Of course. I love Owen Wilson. This is his brother?
Yeah.
Yes. Luke.
Luke Wilson.
I didn't even
Can't
know
you
he had
see
a
the
brother.
resemblance?
I do, and that's what's bothering me. I didn't even know he had a brother.
Doesn't he have 2?
I don't know.
Listen to him. He sounds just like him.
Sounds just like his brother too.
Ew, he spits?
When he
Kind of
talks.
that. Why is you're talking?
Smart for the teacher to get all of his exam questions from a footnote,
I would really hate that. Who the fuck reads the footnotes?
right?
Who the hell reads the footnotes? Then again, I don't do any of the readings, so, like, what do I know?
There's a book series that I had to read the footnotes.
You mean Nevernight?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. But that's different.
It took some getting used to reading the story with the footnotes.
Mm-hmm.
Aha, I broke up with you and I instantly have a fiance.
Look at the size of that rock. Jesus.
I just hallucinated.
In prep school. Wait a minute. Didn't he go see his grandmother while they were still together?
No, the grandma came out here, out to LA.
And he's calling her Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear is everybody's name.
Mm-hmm. That's disgusting.
Told you got ick. She's still. Look
Do
at
you
how.
see the cars in the back?
But look at how crooked she is. She's
I
gonna
know.
cause another accident.
Look at these cars. Look at the cars.
She caused an accident. She's gonna cause a second accident.
But
But
she just
also-
busted a bitch in the middle of the street, in the narrowest part of the street too.
Ah, the bend and snap. Are you dying in your... What? The effort that she had to go through to skip Spirit Week for someone who's so big in sorority. The effort's there.
She says it like she went to the store and then went to another store. Like, all that trouble.
Look at that face. Look at those chompers on his bottom teeth.
Happens every day.
She's not completely unfortunate looking. Delightful.
Well, not like that one that Warner's brother was gonna marry. The horse-faced
that's
one
fair.
in the magazine.
Oh, that one.
That one was completely unfortunate looking.
He looks like Mel Gibson.
Oh, Mel Gibson wishes he looked like that man. Are you fucking with me? Mel Gibson is a horse person. Like, no. Oh, I love him. Despite the fact that he got engaged, like, what, a month after she broke up with him?
Basically.
Like, why would you want somebody who left you like this back?
I would definitely go for revenge, but not take him back.
Like, first of all, I would never plan my entire schooling future around revenge or, like, trying to get a guy back, because then you're stuck with this goddamn degree you're not gonna use. Granted, I don't use my actual degree, so I
don't
didn't
use
do
my
that
degree,
for vengeance.
But at least
so.
you picked it.
Oh, yeah, at least
Yeah.
you picked it. Would you rather have a client that's, what does he say? Malprohibitum or
Malum inse or
Malum inse or malum prohibitum.
I would have just cut her hair. From the back.
Right?
Oh.
The lines have been drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. See, she uses her looks to her smarts.
What is she wearing?
Oh,
She's wearing a rug and a bra.
And a disco ball bra, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's trying to mess with him, and it's working.
This is sad, too.
This is also sad, yeah.
Maybe not move your whole upper body to kick somebody.
Right? Don't need to make it obvious.
I mean, she doesn't care.
That too. Now, do you feel like a dick?
He does, a little bit, but like...
A little bit.
I'll give him that. He does feel like an asshole at this point.
I will give
Two
it to her
different kinds of shitty people in that. Like the ex and his like group of shitty ass people, and then the other people who have never spoken to her more than the one time, who also assume she's a shitty person, and it's just like.
But she does put people in their place, and I give her lots of credit for that.
Yeah, it's like, I can't imagine her actually using that word
Yeah.
viciously.
How long has she been gone that Margot's married?
She clearly has not been telling them
No.
anything.
And even if she has, they've clearly not been listening.
Right. Well, this is why.
Yep.
Her phone looks like a slipper.
You don't want that much fuzzy next to your ear?
Oh. Oh, she's gonna have to pay for that dress.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sample. Those things get disgusting.
Yeah.
I just imagine that there's one person who got paid to stand there with dog treats to keep that dog's focus.
Probably.
You're talking to a sorority girl. They like costume parties.
No, it was an immediate plan.
Oh no, an
To
immediate plan, yes. She knew exactly how to get Elle.
Yeah.
Why would you assume they were telling you the truth?
Must be around Halloween. Must be a fair assumption.
She just fucking has a Playboy bunny.
She just walks in with a Playboy bunny outfit.
Of course she does, and because she just happens to have one for whatever reason.
The awkwardness. I would not want to show my face there for like ever.
But again, Werner Herzog's sad beige clothes.
Werner Herzog's collection of sad beige clothing for sad beige people.
That was a good one.
That was a great one. You're
No,
also
bitch!
horrible.
You're horrible! And you don't even have the ring on straight. Like, it's all flapped to the side.
And it should be facing the other way.
Now this girl, like, I'm all for feminism. I really am. Like, but
She takes
Jesus,
it too
shut
much.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
A walking felony? What does that mean? What is he implying here?
Yeah, I know that. You know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but to me it sounded like he's basically saying you're asking for it.
Yes!
Okay.
That person who just walked behind her is 12, max.
Oh, here, this is important.
The blonde girl can do something more valuable. Like what?
Obviously. Obviously you're not going to be good enough for him. Did you not figure that out
But
when
she
he
had
dumped
to
you
come
in a
to that on her own.
restaurant?
Yeah, but she had to come to that conclusion on her own, like Erin said. Like now, Now the good shit starts.
And I still want this laptop. I know I have more processing power in my phone, but I want this laptop.
I always wanted one of those, like...
Why didn't she at least take the ears off?
Well, because that... I want to know why she doesn't have a jacket in fucking Boston in fucking November.
Yeah.
October.
Her laptop looks like a clam.
Yes. That is part of the appeal.
I wanted the teal one.
Yeah. I mean, but...
It's starting to sink in. And the Taco Bell
Taco Bell commercial. Oh, gosh.
Civil procedures. Oh, yes.
Her dog's in the salon.
Yes, the dog is in the salon as well. That dog goes wherever Elle goes. I love seeing professors, like, start being proud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, visually, you can see when they start being proud of, like, a certain, like, student that they have, like, no hope for. No.
Nor. I don't know how anyone is allowed to live in this thing in the dumpster yard that they live in, but I'll go with it.
With the dead Christmas tree out to the side, like...
This hurts me because I was hurt at one point in my life. She's just throwing shit out there at this point.
I mean, why not?
Is a common law marriage 7 or 10 years?
I think it's 7.
Depends on the state you're in.
Yeah, that's true. This guy has an IQ of like 5, so she can say whatever she wants.
That's fair.
Elle activated the mom friend override for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbass!
She enacts full canine ownership, huh?
That is such a pimp jacket. Like, she looks like a pimp. An 80s pimp.
I know. I know someone who actually owned a jacket like that, but it was a darker purple, like the flower in her hat.
That's horrifying.
Oh no, this woman was so fat. She had like purple like tips in her hair. She was half Jewish, half Chinese.
Okay.
Always wore purple contacts. Always wore the coat. I loved her.
Okay.
This is such a dude answer.
He wasn't stalking. Yes, he was.
Again, the man answer. Good for you, baby. Suck it, dickbag! Look at she's enjoying herself.
I know, she's enjoying it now.
I enjoy watching idiot men get their,
Told you this was a lot smarter than we give it credit
Oh no,
for.
it's a dumb fucking movie. Don't get me wrong. That hasn't changed. She printed this shit on pink fucking paper. Are you kidding me?
And it's scented.
Oh. Unless you're writing a Victorian love note to someone, that's not acceptable. He smells the paper. Her professor fucking... Is she hitting on the professor?
No, she's not.
No.
Just how she is. Smell this.
What is it? It's her resume.
That's horrifying.
You don't want to... I dare you to send in your resume somewhere physically.
Somewhere
like,
that you don't care
Who
about.
you don't care
physically sends a resume anymore?
I dare you to, like, put it in
She
an
has a
envelope,
point.
send it, and, like, spritz it with, like, perfume and see what they do.
Yeah, because I'd like to, like, hey, I'd like your position as your hooker? Like, no!
No, send it to, like, the lobotomy museum of Kentucky, you know?
Of all places, why that?
I don't think that exists. I don't know, something random that you don't want.
You don't want to apply to the lobotomy institution of Nebraska with scented paper? Like, oh, this one's deranged. She belongs here. Remember when we spent 4 amazing hours in the hot tub? Yeah, me getting this internship is just so much better.
Yeah, that was when I got the Viagra free sample.
His new fiance was looking at her like, at what point were you capable of 4 hours? 'Cause she looks like the most she gets is 4 minutes, so.
Yeah. And probably less since Elle came back.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, aww.
And now they
Actually,
have...
look at how she's dressed now, though. I mean, this is
Yeah.
actually it's a little extra, but it is very professional.
It's very cute.
It is
I
very,
like it.
like, the little cravat thing she's got going on is a little Victorian, but it
That's
is much
cute.
better.
The internalized misogyny here. Gold digger. Meh.
Oh yeah, our client is what is it called? What's the term for alums that have left the
Well, she said she was part of another pledge class, but I don't know what. She's a sorority sister. She's...
There you go. Emmett.
Emmett.
Is that why you like Emmett?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say because his name.
That
this guy's
connection
name's
literally
also
just
Emmett.
happened right now. I'm like, oh, his name's Emmett. I also like Emmett from Twilight, but no, that's not why
He
I like
also
Emmett.
looks like he's 45.
Oh well, he is. He's graduated and is an associate at the firm. So
Yeah,
he is
which
older.
makes I'm sorry, the weird connections that Elle and this Emmett have weird. Because she looks like she's 20 max, and
She's
he
supposed to be like
definitely
23?
22,
22,
yeah.
23?
It doesn't make it better because it's still 2 decades.
And he's like what? Supposed to be like 30.
I'd say early mid 30s.
Yeah, early to mid 30s.
Yeah, he doesn't look that way. He looks like he's about 45, like every other man in here, except for this guy who looks like he's in his late 50s already. So. I don't think the jury would appreciate being shown porn, but
right? It's like no, the jury's not gonna believe that you love your 40-year senior husband. It's like, really? Show the jury his dick. They'll believe me.
Yeah.
See, when I get to this part of the film, I just go,
she's dressed like
it's
a
the
flight
architect from
attendant.
Titanic and it's the girl from the Final Destination.
She's dressed like a flight attendant. Like that is stereotypical flight attendant outfit, complete with scarf.
Stifler's mom. Not Stifler's mom. Yeah, it's Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom.
The stepmom from Cinderella.
And she's on the White Lotus now.
She's also in
He's got a package. He's got a package.
Remember when UPS used to make you sign for shit like that?
Mm-hmm. The fucking look on her face. Like,
What is
this
she handling?
torturing her.
Oh, come on, girl.
Why is he being creepy?
Because he likes her too, and these people are just too stupid.
That's not the way to show it.
No.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
offer the man a
you
neck
should
massage.
go from fine and high to do you need a neck massage? What the fuck?
How about upper thigh massage?
Her mom was showing her maneuvers on attracting a guy
Yes.
in middle school.
Yes. Misty, this is rich white LA. It's not uncommon. The bend and snap.
Her mother was teaching her to bend over, showman her ass in junior high.
Well, it's supposed to also highlight your boobs when you come back up. No,
That's worse.
I know.
That's now she gets the whole fucking place, pregnant or not. That's bend and snap.
Why do the
Let's go.
hands have to end at the boobs?
To draw
What the
attention.
fuck was that?
I mean, this looks like a move that a 13-year-old would do, right? It's so fucking stupid, but also
This
would be
is
real.
stupid even for the early 2000s.
But I don't know
What?
why you gotta do the T-Rex hands. I mean, I understand getting it up under the boobs, but
It's like they're gonna do Thriller or something. Like, Jesus. Fuck is that?
the bend
And snap works every
Every
time.
Carson Kressley, motherfucker.
I love how he's like, I forgot his name again. What's his name again? Callahan?
Mhm.
Professor Callahan has made Vivian, the current fiance, his bitch. Get me paper, get me plum juice, get me coffee. I'm surprised they let her have nails? Like a manicure in jail?
To be fair, it's a movie and they probably didn't think of that. You probably can't in actual prison.
I mean, yeah.
And to be fair, she doesn't look like she has very good nails on, so... They come
could
up
be-
very far off of her finger.
It's fair. My alibi's gonna ruin me.
This is before the craze of the internet. Nobody would know. Literally no one would know.
This trial is kind of highly publicized, apparently, though. Because he was rich and she's famous, so...
Your secret stay with me. I have an alibi. She didn't do it. How do you know? I can't tell you.
I'm sorry, but if the prison officers are too stupid to understand that clearly her name is not Delta Nu, then that's on the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Screw sisterhood.
To be fair, the bronze of sisterhood, that's out the window, but lawyer, client confidentiality is true, so.
Mm-hmm.
And now Vivian starts to see that Warner is a dick.
Yeah, I don't like her, but even I think she could do better than that. But then again, I think a fucking, I don't know, Aragog could do better than that.
Aragog. Look at those cars.
I do appreciate the fact that they haven't emphasized any kind of relationship between Emmett and Elle, maybe up until this point, because I think their age gap is really weird. Is there a romance with these two?
I mean, there is a spark. It's not like
They don't go into
they don't
it here.
do anything with
Okay,
it. It's
thank
just
God.
it's like a budding romance.
It's,
They're
it's
starting
very the beginning.
yeah, they're
She looks
interested in
like
each other.
she's barely not a teenager, and he looks like he's 45. I swear to God, 45 is just the theme of this movie. Everybody looks 45 or 12.
She called him a butthead to his face. Yeah, she's 12. Tell me this doesn't look like the entrance to California
Oh, it
the
does.
Grand Californian Hotel.
It's Craftsman.
Not that hard to find, you lady.
What the fuck is she wrapped in?
Gold foil.
Like a golden
Maybe
mummy?
it's a
What the
heat-
hell
it's
is
like it's-
that?
It's probably a heat blanket. She's supposed to be sweating it out, probably.
Sweat out the toxins and the fat. Wait till you see who the daughter is.
Why is the example of sex creatures gorillas? That's not a reputation I was aware gorillas had. Why is that? Rabbits? Why couldn't they have used rabbits?
Ladies
They
and
went
gentlemen,
maybe they were
specifically
really
with
loud.
gorillas.
The image I have in my head when he says that is just, was it Ace Ventura? Yeah, with the jungle, the leaves shaking.
Why are they driving when it's raining with the windows down? Stupid. And too much like your brother.
You have to break his nose a couple times to match his brother.
Yeah, when you look at Luke Wilson, you're like, oh, that's the nose that Owen might have had.
Right?
What age level are we? You're a dork.
Yeah, literally none of them have said curse words, and it just wow.
So Elle goes up to one of the guys that she started the semester with, or the class with, right?
But he's been nice to her along
He's
the
been
way.
nice to her. He's never been overly mean to her, but he's never really stood up for her.
No.
Because he's also shy. So he's trying to ask one of these girls out, after hours on campus, and they're just like, ew, you're a dork. No, and Elle goes straight up to him, slaps him across the face,
She's
and goes,
the best wingman that ever existed.
I know, right? In front of these girls, she's just like, why didn't you call me? And the girls are just like, oh, you got her. Boost that guy's confidence. Look at that old igloo
Top of the line then.
with her big wall of palm trees. And now Vivian is trying to be all buddy-buddy with Elle.
She has no one. She's just as lonely as Elle is.
Eh.
But she just thinks she's made herself a little queen bee hive.
No, it's true. Vivian is just as alone as Elle. Oh, Vivian's happy to spill gossip.
Warner's father made a call to get him in. So
Makes
they
sense.
did not get into the same law school. She did all the work.
And she got in.
Mm-hmm.
How did you just notice the dog?
She carries the dog everywhere. How did you just notice it? He's been sitting in her lap the whole time.
Damn dog.
Damn it, Bruiser. Is Vivian
I now
in the second
ship
one?
those two. That's
see
much
her.
better pairing than any of the other ones I've seen so far.
My headphones just rolled all the way.
Suffolk County. I feel like I know where that is. We have come to the final day. Oh, look.
Oh,
Her...
what the fuck is with the hair?
Do you recognize who it is, though?
I like the hat. No, who the hell is she?
It's,
That's
Wow. Daphne?
Velma.
Velma. Wow, yeah. It's Velma in the live-action Scooby-Doo. The scene with this, what do you call it?
Pool boy? Cabana boy?
With the cabana boy and everything like this. This
Probably
trial...
couldn't get made now, but
This trial is my mom's favorite part of the movie. She quotes the shower thing all the time.
Oh God, what is this?
Ben,
What
it's
is
nap
it?
time.
Oh.
I got a big one for you.
Ma'am.
Why are these two so into each other when they've never said more than 2 words to one another?
It's the pheromones. They can smell each other.
Gross. I think she's using the wrong end of that pen.
That and she looks like she's having a stroke. Ma'am. Ma'am.
See, I would have dropped it after I signed it.
Yeah!
Not mid-signature going,
Like,
oh
as
my
you kind of
God.
go back to hand it to him, it would be a little more believable if you go... But,
I don't think she's trying to be believable.
Broke his nose head. My friend Serena barfed on a guy during the Blair Witch Project and they dated for 3 months.
Don't stomp at me with your last season shoes, honey. Prada.
Season para shoes on me, honey. Brilliance. Ask the straightest guy, what are these shoes? They're black.
Share tape.
Why did she
Share tape.
change her whole outfit?
This is
day
the
two.
next day. This is
day
the
two.
next day. They said court would resume the next day.
What is he gonna do? Flirt with the man?
You'll see.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Oh.
It's very smart. Also, great
I love
caricature.
this caricature artist that's the court
Artist.
A straight man
Only
would
the
not
love
say
in my heart. Yeah, no
that. Listen,
shit.
a straight man wouldn't say that shit.
Right, the I will not say, only love in my heart is the only proof I have. Callahan's like, the fuck are you doing? And your boyfriend's name is?
Wait for it, Misty.
And Chuck is in the stands.
But he was okay that this guy was pretending that
Mm-hmm.
he was fucking a woman.
All of it's fucked. Oh, what was it? Before the closed captioning, I always thought that Emmett had called him Mrs. Salvatore as like another like snip. No, Vivian, you need help.
Just not the kind that Elle's offering.
I don't know. And it just gets sleazy from here. Lol. You're smart. You're also a chick. What is competition really about? Ferocity.
Balancing human intelligence and animal. Oh, God.
Diligence. And this is where it gets sleazy. And of course, Vivian the bitch doesn't wait to see the full thing.
I don't know how feeling me up equates to being a lawyer, but
Right? I don't see how sleeping with you makes me a good lawyer. That just has scandal written all over it. I do not like Vivian.
no.
I'm done. I'm over it. Yeah, Callahan did what?
It's really weird how much this guy sounds like his brother.
With the nose he was supposed to have.
Mm-hmm. You don't get the wow.
Yeah, you don't get the
Wow.
Wow is one of the best parts.
It's true.
Of course,
I
that
love
sounds like
Owen
one.
Wilson.
No, I do too, but it's just you don't get the nasally sound because his nose works.
This nose works. They're not that big.
They're not.
They're really not that big.
They're, for as skinny as she is and small, they're a pretty good size for
That's
her
fair.
body type
That's fair.
to be natural.
Wyndham has a new lawyer, Miss Ella Woods.
There's so many extensions in her hair to get it that poofy.
I know she probably has a fall in the back because look at how much it comes off the back of her head.
Just told Callahan to shove it.
There wasn't a back room you could do this.
Right, there
Very-
wasn't like you could have done this before you went in the courtroom. The defendant is just like, the defendant's just like, put her on the stand, like, as the lawyer. I'll win.
Mm-mm.
Judge is like, you got what you need. You have representation and you have the credentials. Go for it.
And a supervisor.
Oh,
Is she wearing leather pants? Oh, they look like plastic.
They look like clowns.
She looks like a Barbie doll knockoff. Why?
Vote for Elle in the courtroom. Sit
God.
down. Hi, Velma.
She went through all of this to be super confident and shit like that, and now she stumbles every other word she says.
Well, how would you feel if you all of a sudden were just like, yeah, I'm taking over now, and you have no prepping?
But she did have prepping.
I mean,
she was
yes,
a part of
but-
the case before,
But she doesn't
and
have
she
any-
had to get hired onto it as well.
That's fair. I'd be nervous as hell.
I wouldn't be stupid enough to do it, so...
Lately, I'm not gonna lie, I've had the balls to do some stuff at work. Like, I need to get some shit done, and I haven't waited for, like, my managers to, like, respond to my email or my message, so I just call them straight up. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get you now, because you're not gonna get to me when I need you to, so me, now. Let's talk.
It's one of the benefits of getting older. You stop giving so much of a shit.
Stop giving a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the shower? Have a little faith. And even though Emma's just like, please get on with it.
Good lord, I'm hoping she gets on with it.
Ding.
There it is.
I believe that the witness has made it clear that she was in the shower. I have a point.
Then make it.
Right?
That is her hair post-perm?
Yeah.
Really?
I have a point. Misty is this judge. You didn't know that? Huh?
Couldn't she have gotten another perm since?
Yeah. And she cracks.
Who names their child Chutney?
Confession all around. And the trial is solved because of a shower. Even the dog is wearing pink.
In a matching suit, no less.
I am that klutzy, by the way. Like, even if I just broke my boyfriend's nose or whatever, I'd still try. I'm like, oh, I want to kiss you. Oh, I hurt your nose. I'm sorry.
Any Cosmo girl would have known.
I did not read Cosmo. That was not my thing.
No.
Shut up!
Shut up, Warner. You're
Suck
just...
a dick!
Warner's just chasing the fucking money. Stop calling them
I
all
really-
Pooh Bear.
Really wish he'd quit saying Pooh Bear.
Wait for it.
Ah, she sends his words right back at him.
How weird that it turns to weird grainy film as she walks out the door, but okay.
2004.
Oh, that's where I recognize that lady, the female teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She was the mom on 2.5 Men.
Ah.
I
Yeah,
knew I
know her from
recognized
George
her.
of the Jungle. She's the mom there.
I knew I recognized her from somewhere, but I couldn't place it. She's not wearing pastel suits here, so.
She's wearing beige clothes.
Does law school take?
It feels like it should take longer than that.
I mean, it is. No, your impressions of Vivian were 100% right. She showed her true colors as soon as it became something bad.
Yeah, what the hell happened to Vivian?
She's there.
She's there. I'm pretty sure that she broke up with Warner.
Yeah, no, they.
Look, mom and dad are there with their champagne.
Oh,
Oh, those
God.
are martinis. It's
Martinis,
hard
I'm
liquor.
sorry.
It's
Martinis.
hard
They
liquor.
brought their own, like, drinks?
Okay, you've been to graduation ceremonies. You bring your own fucking liquor. I would. Oh, the hat.
No, I didn't go to any of my college
There you
graduations.
go. Vivian dumped Warner. She and Elle are now best friends. Warner graduated with nothing, as he deserves.
Oh, well, that's sweet. The
The UPS guy doesn't even get a name.
No, just the UPS guy. There you go.
Oh,
him
they have been
There you
dating.
go.
Okay, but it's not a focal point of the movie.
I mean, good, because he's 45 to her 25.
I mean, Brooke Taylor was dating. Like, she was what, 26, and her husband
That was
like,
skeevy.
60?
And resulted in murder. So, not great.
Who's she actually like? Oh, I guess it's him.
Not him. Not the guy going. No. Ta-da! You saw Legally Blonde. Thoughts?
The debrief.
It's definitely a very early 2000s movie in
yeah.
every
Yes.
capacity. From fashion to music to... that didn't age as well as it probably would have liked it to. It was alright. I
Hey,
wouldn't
at least
watch
you don't
it again.
despise it.
I
You
wouldn't
don't despise it.
I wouldn't watch it again, but you know.
That's fine. You don't have to. At least you saw it.
At least it wasn't as bad as you anticipated.
As we all anticipated, honestly.
Well,
You know, a lot of noises. It was okay, you know. Like, I mean, it was all right. That's all I got. It was all right.
that you know what that worked. But
That's enough for me coming from Misty. Like, you didn't go, we're shutting this down halfway through, so I'm happy.
Well, I wouldn't have stopped watching it halfway through unless there was, like, it turned into, like, Game of Thrones style sex scenes, and then I would have been like,
no.
okay, that's
I don't
over.
think we would have recommended it if that was the case.
Yeah, that would have been, I think those are my main and only criteria of, like, okay, we're gonna stop watching this at that point.
Good to know.
Yeah. I mean, it was alright. It, wasn't quite as stupid as I was expecting. There were definitely moments as stupid as I was expecting, though. Like, the whole, like, bend and snap was hard to watch. Yeah. A lot of stupidity in many ways. Every man in the movie, for that matter, was just, wow. I don't think they could start a fire in the middle of a forest fire, basically. And why does every man in there look like he's 45? Like, every one of them.
I can't answer that.
They all look like they're 45, and all of the women look like, if they're lucky, they're 20. Like, Jesus Christ. That's creepy. And then it actually got creepy when the professor hit on her. It's like, she's 23. You're 63. That's more of an age gap than the clients you're defending. Ew.
Yep.
Ew. That's a whole adult person who could have had a child her age of an age gap. Like, ew. That's horrifying.
Yep.
And, you know, like, I think there are definitely parts they could have done better. Like, they were building Vivian's character in a better direction for a little while, and then they just destroyed it with the elevator scene and didn't resolve any of it either. Yeah. Like, they did, if they would have just resolved it and had them have a conversation after all that shit came out about it.
They did not have a conversation about it. She got told that she was fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
They didn't do it themselves,
apologize to Elle.
I think it would have gone better if she had run into Elle, who, when she was really upset and, like, maybe realized what had happened. I think that would have been better.
I know, because Elle looked really fucking devastated on the elevator.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you not, like, realize that something went wrong?
Yeah, and, like, it's good that she ran into Emmett because he was the person of authority who could do something about it. And, like, he took her seriously, so that's good. But I would have preferred if when her and Vivian had run into each other, there had been resolution with that, of, like, them, like, of Vivian taking her side.
Yeah.
You know, and realizing that what was going on. You know, because I would prefer her not to have seen it, maybe, and then have run into Elle afterwards, and then, like, you know, you could have built that better on a friendship rather than just, you actually had a good arc in a character, and then you just let it fall away to the wayside and destroyed it, and then just, like, that was kind of like, okay, like, this movie was an hour and a half long. You could have made it an hour and 45 minutes to come to a resolution for some of the side characters.
Yeah.
So. But, you know, like, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. I reserve that for some of the other, you know, I'll reserve that title for some of the other movies that come to mind. But, you know, it wasn't, once she goes to Harvard, it's not as stupid as I was worried it would be. Because all of the scenes in California are exactly as stupid as I was expecting them to be.
And I think that is the point of the movie, is that it does, I mean, I know that this is an overused statement, but subverting expectations. I think it gives you just enough of what you expect, and then flips it and says, you know, like, yeah, of course she's there with her little fuzzy pen and her, you know, little heart-shaped notebook, and I mean, she makes some very genuine mistakes, but like, I think she does put in the work and she grows.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think it was, like, I know we talked about it already, but I think it's really important that she had the realization with Warner, I almost called him Warren, I don't know why, but, like, that, like, I'm never going to be good enough for you. I think that is the most important thing, and obviously she learns that she just needs to do this for herself.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else. Not like that.
Like, I know there's a sequel, but if there wasn't, and I don't know anything about the sequel, but I would have to question her staying at law school as just, like, this random thing that she decided to do for revenge, or for revenge, but to get this guy back. Like, is this now something you want to do? Or you have a degree in fashion and then law. And, like, clearly her passion was fashion, and still is in a lot of ways. But is she going to go into law? Why would she want to stay with law? Like,
I mean, she can go into fashion law. There's a whole bunch of copywriting issues and trademark shit that goes into fashion law.
I actually do know someone who does work for, like, fashion. Well, it's her husband, but he does do litigation on behalf of fashion companies.
Yeah,
and
that would be a good direction.
There you go.
I mean, a good direction.
So just the premise of the second one is that it's against animal testing.
And Bruiser's mom is one of the animals that they test on, so she goes to break them out.
She goes, yeah, she somehow gets to Washington. I don't know if was she elected as a senator or
I don't even remember that.
Congressman. But yeah, mostly it focuses on the animal testing and how she...
What a terrible premise for a movie. Like, let's make a movie about animal testing. That'll go well. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it also got a lot campier.
Oh, yeah.
And not in like a... Not in a good campy, and more of the, I'll make it stop. Campy.
Yeah. This one was campy in a lot of ways. Just like,
yeah, but in a
fun way.
In a fun way. Like, the other one is, like, it's trying too hard to be camp, and, like, you can't try to be camp. It just has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, like, it was a 6 out of 10.
I will take it.
Anything above a 1 is a surprise for me.
I came in expecting a 4, so, like, there you go.
I'll take a 6 out of 10 from you. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, yeah. I mean, it was okay. I will...
Not to add to an already crowded docket, but have either of you ever seen True Beverly Hills?
No.
Okay. So, it's a very similar tone. So this rich Beverly Hills housewife, who her hobby is shopping. She's getting a divorce from her husband, who actually made the money, right? And then her daughter wants to join, or she is part of a. It's like a Girl Scout group, but they call them
brownies.
It's not brownie. They make up some other name, but it is a Girl Scout kind of troop thing, and so. Phyllis needs a hobby, and she becomes the troop mother. And at first, she's very much like Elle, where she's just kind of too rich and too LA. And then, like, I mean, this is supposed to be teaching these young girls life skills, right? But she's like teaching them how to go jewelry shop. Anyway, I mean, but it's another one where it's
still a more valuable skill than Girl Scout teaches, because Girl Scouts does not teach any life skills.
No, I know. And she takes them camping, but she, like, rents a full, like, like a party tent, so it's a long tent. They get, like, lounge chairs and stuff.
Kind of
glamping.
And they do a fondue around the fire.
Ooh.
And then it starts raining, and then they're like, fuck it. And she takes them to the Beverly Hills Hotel, and they, that's
the only way I would camp. So.
Exactly. And but it's one of those that it's another one of my, like, most favorite movies ever, and I think but it is very similar in tone, like, where she's really one way for a long time, and then she, like, grows up, even though this woman is a mother.
I'm in. I don't know if you are, but I'm in.
Sure, let's just space it out a little further down the line.
No.
Just add it to, like, our list of, like, things we want to do.
I mean, to be fair, we are working on coming up with a list of all the movies and things we want to watch. So, especially now that we're doing individuals more than like a series. So.
Did we tell you what happened with our Parent Trap recording night last week?
Oh yeah, we did
record Parent Trap. It took on a whole new side of recording.
What did you do?
We recorded 2 really short episodes.
Real short. Like, one of them's like 26
30 minutes.
Yeah, for you guys, that's short.
Yeah.
Yeah. We somehow, the episode started with us talking, Ani telling me about llamas with hats. And I'd never seen llamas with hats.
Yeah.
So we watched all of that.
House.
So we watched all of that because I'd never seen it, and that was one episode. And then because it was so early, we watched the first 2 episodes of one of my favorite YouTube series, which is Hell of the Boss. So, and we watched the first 2 episodes of that, and that's the episode that's like real short. But yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So when are you going to do Parent Trap, or are you going to move on?
No, we'll do Parent Trap at some point. It's just now in the docket a little further down. So
That's fine.
yeah.
Well, maybe I can join then.
Yeah.
Because that's another one that I do love. I mean, I definitely recognize the problems with
Monsters.
parents.
Those parents are monsters.
Yes.
Yeah, those parents are psychopaths. Are you kidding me? I will enjoy talking about the different levels of psychopath that happens in that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So you have seen that one before, yes?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I've seen that one quite a few times actually. So
I watch it whenever I see it. I just jump in it. Did Ani tell you Chessie was at the hockey game the other night?
No, I didn't tell her.
The actress.
Who?
The lady nanny housekeeper.
For Hallie and her dad in Napa from Parent Trap.
She's kind of like their housekeeper. No bullshit, and then she falls in love with
Oh.
what is it?
Annie's butler, which is
Okay.
oh my god,
I don't know why Edgar. Martin, thank you.
Martin.
Edgar's the only thing that's coming up because I'm thinking the Aristocats.
creme de la Edgar. No,
De la Edgar,
no, this
yeah.
is Martin.
No, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah,
Martin.
Chessie was there.
Yeah, Chessie was there.
Well, that's cool.
And I'm going, who the fuck is this? And she's like, it's Chessie. I'm like, oh, it's Chessie.
Because they introduced her by her,
Her real name.
her real name. So
Yeah.
not the character name. And I'm like, it's Chessie.
That's fair. I would not have known her real name, but then again, I don't remember her character name either. So,
Yeah.
I don't retain that kind of, like, I don't retain actor or people. I don't even retain anybody's name. In all honesty, you know how long it took me to remember Mylin's name? 2 weeks. She told me to call her Mai. It's spelled M-Y, just like saying my, like something. 2 weeks it took me to remember that. It took me 2 weeks to remember Mai. Like, I don't retain people's names at all for anything. So
I still love how, like, the fact that she's recognized, like, she recognizes me as Ani and not Annie, so when, like, the person called her as, like, one of my references,
yeah.
Missy's like, who the fuck is Annie?
Yeah, the lady was asking, she's like, well, I have you down as a reference for Annie, and I'm like, I don't fucking know any Annies. Like, who are you? Because she didn't say your last name or anything, or give me any context of anything. And then again, but she also thought, like, that you worked at Full Sail. And I'm just like, what? And she's like, well, Annie has you down here, and I'm just like, she's like, Annie, A-N-I, and I'm like, oh, you mean Ani.
Yeah.
And then she started asking me about the work experience we had together, and obviously I was telling her about Castles and Poor People, and then she's like, well, I have it down here that you work together at the university together, and I'm like, so, it's different parts of the country. Like, I'm like, huh? And so, like, I pivoted into, well, yeah, that's our most recent experience together. I figured you were talking about the longer experience we had working together. But, like, that really threw me off. And I'm like, who the fuck is she talking? I had no idea who she was talking about, so.
Well, I mean, that's fair, because that's not her name.
Yeah, and, like, giving me zero context whatsoever. And I'm just
no
like.
last name, nothing. Gets all, like, our work history mixed up.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know who you're talking. But, like, and I felt like, I was just like, it wasn't even a wrong number because she said my name. And I'm just like, so I know she knew who she was talking to. And it's just like, I just know who she was talking about. So I'm just like, okay. It was really bizarre. So, but hey, it didn't take me 2 weeks to learn your name. So.
No, it didn't. I didn't give you a choice.
We wore name tags too. So, like, to be fair, we wore name tags too. So, but like, it didn't take me 2 weeks to remember your name. So it did take me 2 weeks to remember Mylin's name, and which is really silly because, for one thing, she asked me to call her Mai, but for another thing, she just has such a unique name. Like, it should just be easy to remember. So. But then again, when Ariel, who spells her name like the Disney princess, her and I had a geology class together, and like Ariel's name, you know, is 5 letters. Okay,
Right.
the way the professor wrote it on the board was 8 letters long. It was all vowels, extra vowels. And I'm just like, and like, it was like, well, I think it was ARIEILLE, I think. I'm not sure that was enough E's.
That's too many letters for
It was really bizarre, and we're like,
Without the second I can see it being, you know, ARIELLE.
yeah, and but it was just so many more vowels, and I think the ARIAEILLE. It was, I know there was a second A and there was a second I and a second E, because there was an additional of every single vowel in her name. And we're just like, it's like she started out kind of normal as she was writing it, and then she got kind of weird, and then she kept getting weird, and then there was just an E at the end, and I'm like, Ariel and I were sitting in the back looking at each other and looking at the board like, who are you talking about? And she's like, you. And Ariel's like, no, this is like the Latin version of her name. Like, I don't know what the genus species of her name, or like, I don't know what the fuck.
McKinley.
It's the McKinley version of her name.
LEIGH.
Yeah, and it was just really, really bizarre. And we just like, she used half the alphabet on your name, and I'm just like, I've never gotten somebody's name that bad. Like, that's, you know, like, Jesus Christ. If I had to go to spell something, I do try to aim for the most common spelling first, and then you can tell me, like, there's a change to it. But then again, like, people with my name get it wrong all the time, so it's always Missy. I've been called.
Don't call her Missy.
She's warned me.
Oh yeah.
I've been called Magic, Mystique, Elizabeth, Lizzie.
Where the fuck did Elizabeth come from?
Elizabeth was one of the ones Starbucks gave me, and I'm just like, and they're like, Elizabeth, and then looked at me and handed me my drink, and I'm like, and I made eye contact with her, and she made eye contact with me, and I read the drink, and like, I had ordered something very specific, and I'm like, that is my drink. I don't know how you got Elizabeth from Misty, but I had a coworker at the time named Elizabeth, and I sent a picture for her, and I was like, I think I got your drink. So, and it's just like, yeah, it was really bizarre. But I've gotten, like, Mystique was one of the weirder ones. I gotta be honest with you.
That's kind of cool.
That was the coolest one I've gotten. I mean, like, the one for Magic was real stupid. So, because like the name tags during the holidays, and had the little
magic
advertisement,
thing, yeah.
and it says it literally says, like, taste a sip of magic. And then people are like, is that your name? And I'm like, yes, this is my full name. First name, Taste. Middle name, Of. It's just like, yeah. And it's just like, oh, good Lord. I changed my name tag specifically. The stupid part was in print from a label maker below it was my name and title. And I'm just like, I changed my name tag because I can't fucking keep asking. I had one guy ask me, he's like, what's it like growing up with a name like Magic? And I'm just like, and it was just out of the blue, no previous context, and I'm like, what in God's green earth are you talking about, my dude? And he's just like, that's a really cool name to have, and I'm just looking down at my name tag, and I'm like, yep. His girlfriend next to him was just looking at him like, oh God. Like, she was standing there looking at me, her, and we were looking at him, and it's just like, I let it go, she let it go, and we're just like, yeah, that's fine. You keep doing that now.
She picked a winner there.
Oh, I bet she reevaluated all her life choices in that moment, because it's just like,
sure.
whoo. So, you know.
Want to give this one back?
Yeah, like, you need to return that to sender. You got a receipt for that. You should use it before it expires.
Speaking of returning to sender, I'm still waiting for your gift to make its way through USPS.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. It's been stuck at moving through network since, like, Friday.
Oh my God, that's what happened when they lost my gift to you. It was lost in network.
Mine says moving through network. Now, I wonder if that's the case because I didn't put our real names on it. I put our real addresses on it. Then I told Misty, I'm like, watch out for the names that I put on this thing.
Did you put my real name on it, though?
No.
Well, that might be a problem for it getting to me, yeah.
Like, their names.
What did you do?
that might be a problem for getting to me, considering I'm in an apartment complex and the boxes have my name on it.
Apartment number. I put the right one.
Yeah, and they don't deliver it to the door, they deliver it to the boxes.
To Jazara from Valkyria.
Oh, Jesus. You can put that hard.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna make it to me, girlfriend.
It'll probably make it.
Well, I would suggest that if it doesn't, the status doesn't change in the next day or two, because I had to put in, like, a request for them to look into it, and it took them 3 days to get back to me, so. Which, by the way, they're getting back to me was like, cool, we don't know where it went, we can't find it, and it's lost, and you might...
But it still showed up to my house.
It did! Oddly, it showed up to your house several days later, very clearly having suffered water damage on the outside. Not on the inside, apparently, but still on the outside.
But the thing itself wasn't
Which is great.
damaged.
So that's good.
So now you have two.
Now I have two. One is in my room holding junk, and the other one's in here.
Can use the other one to hold jewelry, like, you know, something like that. So, but the seller was really nice because he sent another one out like ASAP. So which was nice. But yeah, wow, I don't know if that'll make it here. I hope it does. I really hope it does. But I don't know.
Like, it's not the first time I've sent stuff with, like, weird names on it. Out of state.
It might. I mean, as long as her address is correct.
Yeah,
I
her
really
address
don't-
is, my address is legit. Like, it's legit. I didn't put, like, in the
I don't-
Underdark.
I know.
Thanks, Fox,
I
for that.
feel like there's a solid chat.
From Valkyria Nightcore. 666. Nightcore Spire.
Yeah.
Underdark.
That is your canon address now. 666 like Nightcore Tower. Lord. It's like 666 about like Nightcore Tower, the Nameless City, Exandria.
Exactly.
The Mortal Plane. Like, there you go.
Oh my god.
Mild.
Okay.
Mild. It's not spoilers. It's a mild hint. I was working on something for Asha, or should I say, someone for Asha recently.
Ah.
Someone?
Someone.
A nemesis?
Depends on your
Oh my
thoughts. But as I did,
Oh, this is what you were telling me. This is that.
I did tell Ani that I made some intriguing, morally gray individuals for the both of you. So you'll meet Valkyria's first before you meet Asha's.
Oh,
And
good.
while I told Ani,
I think Asha will need more convincing anyway. Valkyria will jump into his winged arms.
I did
Does he have
fly
tell
away.
her.
Does he have wings?
I did tell Ani, okay, whether she likes him, but Valkyria liking him is an entirely different thing, because I can see Ani liking him.
True.
Not so certain Valkyria is going to like him very much, so.
It's gonna be the same thing with you.
I did go in a
Aaron
far
doesn't
more
like Asha.
dramatic direction with the one for Asha.
Asha's gonna be like, stupid boy. Stupid.
I don't know how. I'm not entirely sure how Asha will take it. I do have
Yeah.
pretty good feeling of how Erin will take it. Because I did base this person off of some things. So, a variety of things, but some things. So, the one I'm going to introduce to Valkyria is a little based off of like one or two things, but is more homebrewed than anything else. But I did base the person that Asha will meet a little more off of some people. So
Does Valkyria's guy have wings?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
Yes.
But neither does she, so it's not a problem.
It doesn't matter. He can take her flying.
Not sure she'll want him to. Meet him first, then make decisions.
You know what? Let's meet them. Let's meet Bachelors 1 and 2.
For all I know,
decide whether or not we
like,
actually want
you'll try to murder them, or like maybe Asha will like him better.
Oh, there is that too. What if we like meet this person and we're like, die? And Misty's gone to all this trouble
Oh,
and die.
it's okay. It's okay. They're both hard to kill. I'll give you that. So
right.
it'll be an
Just have them whip the dick out and be like, don't kill.
Oh.
Drop trow. It's like, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm taking you to bed.
Woo! Everybody stop! He's hung to his knees.
You need that audio. It's like, oh, you're coming home with me.
Oh my!
George Takei. Yes, we need George Takei.
Can we just put George Takei? Oh,
There you go. Just put a little like.
I need it on like a button, like just a, oh my! Oh my!
I'll get you an oh my button. There you go. But it'll be interesting. I've been working on those aspects recently too, so give you guys something a little interesting going on. So
Awesome. Speaking of morally gray characters, I have fallen into this pit of recommended Instagram things and videos, and it drives me absolutely fucking nuts when they're talking about like these horrible smut books, and then they're like, when the morally gray MC is totally willing to unalive people. Just say kill, not unalive.
I wonder if it's because it's an algorithm with TikTok, so I feel like if you say kill, they'll like report it.
yeah.
For violence.
But it's so
It's
It's
stupid,
like
yeah,
you
so
could
to
have
unalive
you could have
someone.
found another word besides unalive. Like that's so
or
stupid.
like shot, like they
Destroyed?
Can't say shot, they have the little asterisk in
Like
shot.
destroyed works.
When
Yeah.
they say when they say the word, they spell it out as S-E.
It's eggs with an S in
It's
front
eggs
of
with
it.
an S.
And
Segs.
it's like, that is not sexy.
No, it's not.
The X makes it sexy.
Yeah. It is
Not
hard to like like
Egg.
as someone who like even like my asexual ass is just like that's stupid. Like that's real stupid.
It is.
And it's just like
I don't love segs.
When the sexy, morally gray MC unalive someone for you, it's like
no. That doesn't
No.
sound nearly as good.
So much. I hate it so much. I'm like, are we 12? Then we shouldn't be reading
we should
the
not be
porn
on book talk.
book.
Like yeah.
Like, we should not be reading books about dudes raw dogging girls covered in the blood of their enemies. I mean, like, there's just a gap.
That's fair. No, you're correct. You are 100. I have also seen these, like these videos, and it's just like the unalive, especially to listen to people use it in a sentence, hits your ear really weird, and you're just like, well, he unalived the enemy, and it's just like he did what?
Because it's not
He turned them into a zombie?
Right?
Like what are you talking about? Like yeah, and I'm just like,
Brought him back from
okay,
the
that
dead.
is so vague for one thing. You could have said like the actual action of like he stabbed someone or he disintegrated somebody or just say destroyed somebody. Like literally anything other than unalived because it just sounds really stupid. And then
It just sounds so.
yeah, and it's just like, and should only be used in the context of zombies, and it's just like, I don't know what to tell you about that. But the S like EGG or the SUGG, however they decide to spell sex, it's just like,
Sucks.
yeah, I've seen people use SUGG, and I'm like, they were saying it in a sentence, and I'm like,
That's even
and I was
worse.
just,
That's
it
worse
took
than
me a moment to
selling.
figure out what they were talking about. I'm like, what the fuck is sugs? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's made this.
I don't want to have suds.
Nobody would. That sounds like you're having sex with like bathtub bubbles, like suds.
Yeah.
It's sud sex.
Or ugly boot.
Yes.
Ugly boots. Yeah.
You have your ugly boot. You're knocking your ugly boot.
It's just
together.
like
I guess it would be
it's
more
real
of a-
weird. It's real weird, and I'm just like, I don't. That's so stupid. Like I have read many a smutty book, and I'm just like, I've never seen somebody say, you want to go have sugs. Like, no, that's never been something I've heard somebody say.
Right? I mean, it's because they go straight to you
Yeah.
wanna fuck. And
Which I respect
it's like-
more than just like, you
Yeah.
want to go have especially sugs. Like, good lord. But like, just say fuck. You want to say fuck? You want to go fuck? Just to go fuck.
Because that's what I'm here for, is for the nasty
Yes.
nasty. I mean...
Very nasty.
I mean, by the same token, to tie in our conversation from earlier, like, everyone's like, it's cock this, whatever, God help me when they say phallus, that's kind of weird.
It's weird. It's
I haven't
real
come
weird.
across that
I
one
haven't come
yet.
across that. It's weird.
Oh, I know.
It's real weird to read it. There's so many different words people use.
But
It's
then,
just like,
instead, I know. Oh, quivering member, throbbing, whatever. But then, but that is all better than if they were like, put your pee-pee in me.
valid. Valid. So valid.
Because that's what it sounds. It sounds so
It does.
infantile
It
to
does
say,
sound so juvenile.
or like unalive.
Yeah.
Like, we can't hear the word kill anymore, because in a lot of these books, it's not just killing. It's not just bang, you're dead. It is usually ripping skin off of bodies.
It is
Yeah.
dismemberment. It is flailing.
It's
it is
burning the corpse and hiding all the it's not just like, oh, he died, aneurysm.
Yeah.
No, he became the enemy of the Fae King of the High Court, and then he became
Yeah.
Bush.
Like, yeah, no, I have to, like, the amount of substitution words, especially about a guy's dick, is just like, at some point, it's just like, you're describing machinery, objects, things that are not human anatomy, and it's just kind of like,
I think the one I hate, that not hate, but like, I really don't like the most is quivering member.
that's weird.
Because I'm just picturing this.
That makes
I'm
it,
like, I'm sorry, if a guy drops trout, I don't want to see this. Come on.
it makes it sound like, it makes it sound like his dick is afraid of you. I'm just like, it's cowering, and it's just like, is he scared? Is it scared of you? Like, what does it think is gonna happen?
Throbbing, I get, because it literally is pulsing with blood. I get it. It's throbbing. Quivering?
It's so weird. He's really, really stupid. But then again, you can also tell when you read those kinds of books, the ones where the guy has never met an actual real woman before, and like the anatomy is just
velvet meat.
The velvet meat.
and it's just like,
Her sagging nipples.
That's hateful. No, she has really perky breasts, but just the nipples are going.
they're real long. But tell me you've seen some of those posts online of people that have taken like pictures of like really bad like descriptions of female anatomy.
She breasted boobily.
Oh,
Yeah.
like that one where they were describing this woman was going to the bathroom and it took her so long because her anatomy didn't make, like her inside anatomy didn't make as much sense as a man's. So like it didn't come straight out, like her, when she peed, it wouldn't come straight out. It had to go through all these twisting channels.
Urethra Franklin. What?
Yeah, like
what?
it just
no,
like,
wait. No, that is a straight
it's
shot.
just like, what is the what? And it was just like, and it took so much longer for her to go to the bathroom because of that. And I'm like, do you know what the female species is? Because I don't think you do.
No. Well, like, clearly you've never... What? Which part got you? Urethra Franklin? Didn't I send you that video? I didn't send you urethra... Oh,
Lovely listeners, I think Ani is dying.
Urethra Franklin?
You okay? You're turning real red, girl, like a real red.
Oh my... Because she's not breathing.
You okay?
She sounds like the audio on the internet of someone laughing where it's just the breathy ha-has. She's going to die, folks. Say your last goodbyes.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Oh god, I need to find this video.
I'm dying.
Where is it? Oh, no, not that one.
What? What is so different from the female anatomy?
I don't know, but he was describing how the female anatomy just didn't make any sense, and it was so much more complicated, and like unlogical and like that's
Only if you're
yeah, and I'm just
stupid.
like what? It's just, some of them are
No, it's a straight
yeah,
shot
some of them are
down.
real stupid. I should see if I can find that one again.
The sagging nipples comment I made was from the thing I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
The, Grigner.
Mm.
For all of you confused as to what the fuck I'm talking about, there was this thing that I found on YouTube a while ago, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Hang on. Oh my god. It is called Let's Drown Out. It's like a little mini series from his name's Yahtzee. I don't know what tag he goes by. But it's from like what, 6+ years ago? And it's they read what is the worst story ever written, both grammatically and plot-wise.
Oh.
And it's called The Eye of Argon. This man has clearly, he was 16 when he wrote this, clearly never seen tits or a woman's body
I
before.
found it.
Or interacted with anyone.
I found the pee thing. I'll send it to you.
Oh god.
Oh dear god. But yeah, this guy that wrote The Eye of Argon just wrote so many adjectives that don't need to be. And he said saggy nipples. Not breast, just nipples. Perky breasts, saggy nipples.
It's like, sir, when you write this, please imagine what you're saying.
This bizarre section of a book. But she was for the pocket of his suko when he thought she wasn't watching. She was, for the bathroom door didn't altogether close due to the old frame of the house settling over the centuries. And she had to sit on the toilet some minutes, waiting for the pee to come. Men, they were able to conjure it up immediately. You just...
Oh, it gets better.
That was one of their powers.
Power?
That thunderous splashing as they stood lordly above the bowl.
No, I believe you that you read it.
What the fuck did I just read? Thunderous splashing? I don't want to hear anyone thunderously splashing while they're in the bathroom.
Because I will be yelling, that better be in the bowl, motherfucker! You better not be on the floor!
Yeah, my first thought would be, please God, don't make a mess in there.
You're cleaning it up, pal.
Yeah, I'm not
I sent you guys the video of Urethra Franklin. So he's off to a good start. He knows that the hole you pee out of is not the same as,
Starts with a U,
it
right?
starts with a U. That's what the hole you pee out of is called. It starts with a U. Okay, we're on to something.
It's the name of somebody.
Someone's name? He's still on the U. He's losing the secret word. Yeah, it's the name of...
Urethra?
He got urethra.
Urethra Franklin? No!
Good God.
Dude.
Not urethra.
Heavens above. I don't understand.
I mean, neither
That's
does he.
fair. That's
the beautiful
valid.
part of
That's
this.
very true. So, whew.
This is... Oh.
This
horrid.
episode has taken a weird turn.
I know.
But to be fair, we've had a lot of weird topics this episode. We went from various points of, the movie itself and creepy old men and people who are 20 looking like they're 45 and then people who are 20 looking like they're 12. And then we also moved into weird, creepy dude hitting on the younger chick. And then we've talked about, Erin, you okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking on you.
I'm fine.
Just checking on you. And then we did spend a good amount of time talking about Owen Wilson. That's fair. And then somehow through all of that, we ended up talking about weird lingo online, and then books men wrote about how women pee.
Well, technically, we got to the weird sex lingo online because, Misty, you're going to be introducing some morally gray
That's
individuals into the
That's
D&D
valid.
campaign. So that's
That's where the segs came from.
At least the logic.
I mean, it flows if you listen to all of it. Like, it does. There's nothing truly random plopped in there. It all comes from something. But my God, when you say it in summary, it's just like, this is just like a mouse lost in a
more like-
maze.
It's not a flow the way if you say it out loud. It's kind of like
Rockets.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a graph made by a
Exactly.
3-year-old.
yeah.
So it's like trying to chart like a mouse who's lost in a maze trying to find its cheese, and our cheese is a point, and we don't have any of
And
those.
we never
so-
found the cheese.
Unfortunately, we did not
That's
find
true.
the cheese.
But you will find morally great characters at some point. So
Well,
I
that's
thought you
better
guys would have some
anyway.
fun with that. I decided to because the campaign is gonna get interesting. And it definitely takes some turns. And I'm trying to throw in things I think you guys would really enjoy, like, in the future. So, and little...
Like men.
Like
That wasn't my point. It was... There were things I was thinking of. It wasn't that. But to be fair, yes.
It was throw in the pee-pee.
I was trying to think of, like, interesting, like, plot points and aspects to throw in with you guys. And, like, as I'm creating NPCs that'll be around in the long term, I was coming up with that, too. So, because I'm just like, all right. So, but, like, at the same time, I'm also planning shit on different, like, continents that has nothing to do with y'all. It's just like, I gotta quit doing that. So I could start...
Well, that sounds
Yeah,
fun, actually.
so... And I'm trying to like pull in the Red Moon stuff for Asha as we start going forward with that too. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I can't wait for the next few the next few sessions will be interesting because you guys will actually really get to do some like real exploring. But once you leave like the north, that's what I'm really excited for, of all the way the stuff's gonna flow from there. And so.
Once we leave the goddamn snow.
So, you guys can experience the rest of the Wild Mount until then, or after that. So, I'm excited for that portion, and, like, getting to that point, so, because that's when things are going to get real interesting, so. Not that I've got this next session that we're going to do, which is next week? Is that next week? I think it's next week, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it's like the
It'll...
4th?
The third.
No.
Oh, no, the 4th. That's right. The 4th. I'm sorry. The 3rd is our hockey game.
But, so that'll be... I've got new things in line for that, so different things, so... But yeah, so I've just trying to, like, sprinkle things in that I think you guys will like as I find them, and then change the plot to meet them, so... It'll be fun.
So remember, don't use fireball on anybody right away. Give them a chance to be nice.
Well, first I want to use my shadow vortex on them, so
Oh.
there's that. And then I'm going to throw fireball in the shadow vortex. And
To be
whatever
fair,
hits, there you
Valkyria
go.
will get to do a lot more interesting stuff as of next session because of, like, the things that we went over and stuff like that,
Yay.
so... Because that'll...
Yay.
Because you've got, like, some really good stuff, especially with your new abilities and your new spell, too. So, like, that'll be really cool for you to get to do, so. And give you that chance to do more of the thing. In all honesty, the stupid part is, like, I gave you more stuff to do with your bonus actions and reactions that frees up the action of using Mage Hand more than it does anything else. So, just gives you more Mage Hand opportunities, so.
Just me using
Oh,
my
and I'm
mage
just
hand.
like, I thought you were trying to show me what it is. And I'm like, I have no clue what I just saw. Just like, no.
No, she's just
mage
showing
hand.
you that she can make
Oh,
things
yes,
float.
yes. Like that post I sent you guys the other day about moving the eye patch from one eye to the other.
Mm-hmm.
I read that and I'm like, oh, that's Ani. That's just Ani. So,
You know she put that in a mental notepad and...
things to move with Mage Hand. Eye patch, grenade, like compass, signs pointing in different directions, Just
She's gonna be the Cheshire Cat.
I am going to be the Cheshire Cat.
Exactly. I automatically assumed as much. So then again, I also just saw in the future when you have enough levels to like learn the fly spell, and then like major image to make it look like you're a dragon, and then like the breathing fire. I saw that future too, of you pretending to be a dragon destroying villages to earn us money. So
Y'all know
Oh,
me
yes.
so well.
absolutely, because like as I was getting a list of spells to recommend to you, I was like, what would she do with this? How do I combat this? Just like that was all of my my time, and it's just like, do I recommend this spell? No, because I don't want her to use it. So, I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that, so we're gonna skip that one. So, like catapult. Like, there's a spell called catapult.
She did show me a
And
catapult.
I really hesitated with catapult because it's just like you launching things at full 90 miles.
I really considered catapult.
I know you.
And it's just like, but she was more tempted by the shadow sword than she was catapults, and I think we're all a little grateful for it. So,
Yeah.
for now, yeah, as you level up, technically you could eventually take all of the spells I suggested to you, and we'll figure that out when we get to it. So, the more,
And on that lovely note, this chaotic episode.
woo! Vast majority of everything we recorded in the second session will not be included in this movie. So, but, yeah, so it was, it wasn't as terrible as I expected it to be. But then again, I'm a person who watches zombie beavers for fun. So,
Yeah.
the Moose movie.
This definitely had more than $25,
That's fair.
budget.
That's fair. The shoes alone definitely cost more than that, so I'll give it that.
yeah, and her Prada shoes.
Your last season Prada shoes, honey.
I like how she's just like, they're not last season, though. Like, she knows her stuff.
Yeah.
And then the
It's just like, oh. And, like, you know what? Kudos to the movie for being inclusive about, because, like, the one lady was, had a lesbian group, and then this guy was gay. So, like, you know what? Kudos to them. Because in 2001, that wasn't, like, a super talked about thing then. So, more power to them for that one. I'll give them that. So. But yes, on that note, yeah, and next episode will be D&D, assuming this actually will probably not come out in the same order that the other ones do, because we already have two.
No, probably
But
not.
likely, it'll either be another review episode after this, or D&D, because that's the way we put out episodes, so, yeah.
At this point, I don't think our viewers really care what our schedule is, as long as they
Fair
get
enough.
shit.
Scheduling, the very loose schedule that we have is the only thing keeping us together at this point, because neither of us know what's happening at any given point, so.
You know more than I do. Erin knows more than I do.
Alright, guys, thank you all so much for listening to whatever this was, and,
Whatever this
Yeah.
is, seriously.
so I will talk to you guys later. We will see all of you next time, and, peace out.
Bye.
Tune in next week for more fuckery, because we have some serious questions and concerns.
2, 3. Elo, 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 elo. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep.
Well, there's this episode's bloopers.
Beep, beep, beep. Ba, ba, ba.
You want to be in real pee-pee?
The pee pee. In the pee pee.
Not ooh.
Oh,